Tips and tricks for teaching with Madame T. Check it out. Bonjour, salut, c'est Madame T. Hi guys, Madame T here. I wanted to talk today about teaching and mental health because they're really important things that go hand in hand. I know that teaching is an incredibly amazing job, a great career choice. It can be overwhelming, it can be intimidating, it can be isolating. So I wanted to reach out to everyone who might be feeling like they need a little help right now. I know that you know that it can also be a really incredibly rewarding career. So without further ado, I'm going to share some tips and tricks that I have learned along the way. I think the greatest part about our job is that we are constantly evolving. Every year is different. We learn new skills yearly. I don't think even the most seasoned teacher can say that they know it all because there's always something else to learn. And that's what makes our job so great. All right, let's hear some tips and tricks. Tip number 1 would not upload. So this is a great lesson in knowing that you have to go with the flow and sometimes technology doesn't work. Tip number 2, what worked last year might not work this year. Every group of students is different and you have to get to know your kids and see what works for them. So maybe, for example, last year you did a lot of writing right off the bat, beginning of the year, more complex sentences. And maybe this year you notice that a lot of friends need practice just learning how to write on the lines. Go with the flow and change your plans. You have to be flexible. You can't be rigid and think, oh no, like I'm doing something wrong. They're not doing what they did, comparable to last year. That's just the way it goes. Every group of students is different. Every class dynamic is different, and you need to figure out what works for your kiddos and go with it. Tip number 3, be flexible. This one goes hand in hand with number 2, but it goes in terms of planning. I see that a lot of young teachers are getting stressed about their plans, making sure that you have these detailed, amazing plans, which is great, but you have to see where the week brings you. I always do a really rough, this is what I want to happen this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but honestly I think it always changes because I might find an activity takes longer than I thought. I might find that we ripped through something that I thought was going to take longer. I might find that by doing that activity, we notice that we have to work on another skill, and then I might plan around that. So be flexible. Know your students' interests. Gear your lessons around that. If they want to learn about something specific, go with it because you can get so much great learning out of that. So be flexible, be kind to yourself and to your students. Number 4, embrace different learners. I think most teachers are a very typical kind of learner. I'm an English major with a minor in French studies, great at essays, great visual learner, great writing, reading, a lot of us, I think, come kind of from that background where we are just, sit in our desk and read and do work. We're okay with that, but we have to recognize that our whole group of students is not going to be exactly the same, and there's going to be different skills in our class. There's going to be kids that are really hands-on learners. There's going to be kids that learn by doing, that are kinesthetic learners, that need more activity breaks than maybe some other students. There's going to be kids who are really inquisitive, want to know how things work, puzzles. I mean, I could go on, but we need to recognize and embrace these strengths and differences because it takes all kinds to make the world go round. I mean, we need all these skills in our society, and we shouldn't gear, our A's or level 4s on a specific kind of learner. We should offer different assessment tools, different ways of getting them to show their learning, not just on paper. I mean, if you're assessing science, for example, it doesn't need to be a pen and paper test or a pencil paper. It can be a conference telling you about something, and you're just jotting it down or taking a photo of it so that you can use it later when you go to assess. So I think that's really important. I think we can get caught up on we need it written on paper, we need the data, we need to show what's going on. We don't always need it written from the student. We can get it different ways, and we can really make people proud of their skills instead of making them feel like they can't do it. And number 5, the last one for this video, will be have fun. This is a really simple rule, really simple tip, but have fun. Have fun with your kids, laugh with your kids, joke with your kids, dance with your kids. You don't have to be so worried about doing things right all the time. I think kids learn best when they feel loved and when they feel a connection to you and when they're happy. So find something that makes you happy in the classroom and that makes your students happy, because that's just going to brighten the mood and help you get out of any kind of negative thinking or isolating thoughts. So yeah, teaching can be awesome. Have fun. My final tip, number 6, I know I said there's only 5, but the last one is be kind to yourself, be kind to your students, and do not compare yourself to others, please. Other educators, other teachers, other people on Instagram, other parents. We are all fighting different battles. We are all dealing with different things. Our classrooms are all unique. Just because you don't have the perfect classroom or the most beautiful bulletin board or the cleanest desk does not mean you're not doing a good job. So try not to compare yourself to others, because it is a slippery slope, and I think that you're doing amazing. Thanks for listening. Well, I hope that you learned from this video. I hope that you're feeling more calm and at peace with your career choice. I hope that you know that you're not alone, okay? There are tons of us online sharing ideas, resources, full plans, Google Slides, PowerPoints, TPT stuff. Reach out, okay? Don't reinvent the wheel. We're all out there doing the same thing. We're all hustling. So use those Facebook pages, Twitter, Instagram, TPT, and don't have to make it all up on your own. No, you're not alone. If you want to post a question on the forums on there, you'll see we as teachers just want to help. You'll see tons of answers of ways that maybe, you weren't thinking of. I often ask colleagues or people online of, this isn't working for me. What do you do? Because 2 heads are better than 1. So yeah, I hope that you have fun teaching, and I hope that you feel great, and I hope that you know you are not alone. Thanks for listening, and learn with Madame T.